Tidbits from TNT, Monday morning, November 25, 2024. Listen to the full version on the official dinarreport.com website and become our supporter on Patreon. Tishwash. MP. We need to extend the legislative term for 8 sessions and the budget is the top priority. Representative Mohammed Al-Shamari called for extending the legislative term for 8 sessions, while stressing that the federal budget for the year 2025 is the top priority. Al-Shamari told Euphrates News that there are important laws suspended within the House of Representatives, some of which are controversial and others need to be passed to serve the people. He added, the controversial laws that were included in one basket are the personal status law, the general amnesty, and the popular mobilization. In addition to these laws, there are laws in all the drawers of the parliamentary committees, including the Security and Defense Committee, where the Intelligence Service Law and Diplomatic Passports Law are ready, but due to these differences, they were postponed. Quote, Al-Shamari continued, the personal status law is not binding on all the Iraqi people, and everyone has the choice to choose the law that suits their situation. Al-Shamari stressed the need to extend the legislative term to 8 sessions to compensate for what we missed in the last legislative term, and for the parliament presidency to prioritize the laws according to the needs of the people. He added, I believe that the issue of the federal budget for 2025 and its completion for the next fiscal year is of utmost importance. And the parliamentary circles have the determination to approve the budget schedules, and we hope that the law will be passed in the coming days. Tishwash. Kirkuk publishes lists of 369 families. Go to Article 140 office to receive compensation. From the expatriates to the governorate. Kirkuk. On Sunday, the Article 140 office in Kirkuk Governorate called on 369 expatriate families to visit it with the aim of completing the deficiencies in their submitted transactions and updating their data to obtain official documents and compensation certificates. Kakarsh Sadiq, head of Article 140 office in Kirkuk, to 964 Network. The names of the heads of households published in today's lists are from families who came to the governorate and returned to Kirkuk several years ago. Their transactions have been completed almost completely, except for some deficiencies that must be completed. The deficiencies we have indicated in the transactions of the 369 families are not the same, as each family has a deficiency in a specific subject, so their transactions cannot be completed except by visiting the office. We are constantly publishing lists of the names of the immigrant families, informing them of the need to visit the office to obtain the compensation for this constitutional article, which amounts to 10 million Iraqi dinars for each family, or to complete obtaining the official documents for residents in Kirkuk. Tishwash. Iraq needs to improve its investment environment to attract international companies. $233 billion is the cost of stopping gas flaring in Iraq by 20,402. A report by the international energy news website S&P Global revealed that the International Finance Corporation, IFC, estimates that Iraq needs investments of $233 billion to implement programs to reduce and stop gas flaring in the country by 2040. At a time when experts stated that Iraq must improve its investment environment to be able to attract international energy companies to help achieve this goal. The report indicated that Iraq, which is considered one of the countries in the world that wastes the gas associated with its oil production by flaring it, was among the concerns of the climate change conference sponsored by the United Nations, with estimates that it needs investments of hundreds of billions of dollars to finance programs aimed at reducing and ending gas emissions in its fields. According to estimates by the International Finance Corporation, IFC, Iraq needs approximately $233 billion in investments to implement programs to reduce and end gas flaring by 2040, while manufacturing it and using it to improve self-sufficiency in generating electricity and protecting the environment from pollution. According to the International Energy Agency, the goal of the Iraqi National Program, NDC, is to reduce gas emissions in the country by 15% by 2030, noting that 13% of that goal depends on international support and assistance. At COP29, on this particular issue, we are seeing real progress in moving from planning to action. Developed countries and international organizations are ready to help and support Iraq in this area. Jonathan Bangs, a climate change policy advisor at the Clean Air Task Force, CATF, told S&P Global Platts. He noted that a top priority of the Iraqi National Program framework is to stabilize the foundations of gas flaring plants in oil and gas fields. The report noted that capturing associated gas, in addition to reducing its contribution and impact on climate change, would enable Iraq to profit from its gas reserves and help provide sustainable electricity to its citizens. A vital goal in a country that suffers from power outages, especially in the hot summer months when air conditioning requires maximum power consumption. In an interview conducted in March 2024, the Deputy Minister of Oil for Gas Affairs, Izzat Saber, said that in 2023, Iraq made progress in the process of collecting and processing gas, achieving 60% benefit from this process by collecting 7.8 billion cubic feet of gas. However, information based on satellite images from that year indicated that 636.8 billion cubic feet of gas were flared, causing heavy gas emissions. Yevgenia Miborova, a researcher in the field of gas emissions, said that the quantities of gas flared are equivalent to the quantities of gas that Iraq signed over 5 years with Iran, which will export 642.4 billion cubic feet of gas to Iraq annually. And this quantity is not far from the amount of gas consumed in Iraq in 2023, which is 722 billion cubic feet. Iraq's ability to meet its domestic gas needs will depend on the speed of implementation of gas processing plant projects and the launch of new gas projects, as well as the growth rate of gas demand, researcher Meborova added. In addition, collecting associated gas in oil fields not only reduces the rate of gas flaring, but also reduces the country's dependence on oil alone, with the abundance of natural gas to feed power plants. Meborova said that this shift is important because burning oil fuel generates more harmful gases than burning associated gas. According to local figures, Iraq burned 267,000 barrels per day of fuel oil to generate electricity in August 2023. She pointed out that the Iraqi National Program Plan also includes goals to improve control related to reducing methane emissions and switching from fuel oil to natural gas fuel to improve self-sufficiency in power generation. However, experts point out that Iraq needs to improve and facilitate the terms of its contracts in order to attract investment, stressing that another obstacle is the need to improve the security environment and eliminate corruption, which always discourages investors from coming to the country. Sarah Vashori, an analyst at SVB International Energy, says, Iraq must establish clear investment laws and conditions that are far from routine bureaucracy in order to attract investor money. About S&P Global. Listen to the full version on the official dinarreport.com website and become our supporter on Patreon. Source: dinarrecaps.com